Secretary of State John Kerry traveled to Cuba last week to reopen the U.S. Embassy there. CBS News Foreign Affairs correspondent Margaret Brennan was there and filed this report.
With a drum roll, just a few pulls of a rope is all it took to symbolically bring an end to the Cold War. The Stars and Stripes are once again flying at the U.S. Embassy in Cuba for the first time since 1961. Secretary of State John Kerry marked the occasion in Havana.
A day for pushing aside old barriers and exploring new possibilities.
But Kerry, the highest-ranking U.S. official to visit Cuba since 1945, called on the Castro government to embrace democracy for the benefit of both countries.
The establishment of normal diplomatic relations is not something that one government does as a favor to another. It is something that two countries do together when the citizens of both will benefit.
That announcement excited people here in Havana, and they hope it's going to soon pay off. They're hungry for American products and technology, all those things that have been cut off for so long by the U.S. trade embargo. And they're sick of politics. They hope more American visitors will mean more money.
But a half-century-long rift will not be repaired overnight. Revolutionary Fidel Castro came to power in 1959, promising democracy.
If we don't give free to all the political parties to organize, we are not a democratic country. We have fought for the democracy here and for the freedom of our people.
At the height of the Cold War, his embrace of communism under the umbrella of the Soviet Union led the U.S. to shutter its embassy and cut ties in 1961. Scores of exiles fled to American shores. A failed U.S.-sponsored invasion and Castro's decision to allow Soviet nuclear missiles on the island nation just 90 miles off the coast of Florida nearly sparked a war. But pressure on the Castro government may build now that a sometimes convenient enemy is a friend once again.
We are now engaged in diplomacy and able to help to shed light on what is happening in Cuba, help to understand ourselves better what is happening in Cuba.
President Obama's decision to reach out has not persuaded the U.S. Congress to lift the trade embargo, which keeps both American companies and the Cuban people cut off from each other. That limits the renewed relationship, and it's going to take hard work to repair a rift that is decades long.
Margaret Brennan reporting from Havana, and we'll be right back.